Hey everybody, Dave Clark, aka the Pattern Guy. Hey, welcome to another chalk talk. Again, we're not doing any chalking, we're going to do talking. I want to go over some safety with the disc sander, and I'm show you how I use it. I started a video for Sunday, and you're going to see me doing things on there. In doing that, I want to show you the reasons why we do what we do and how we do, okay? So this is 24-inch wide Master Kent Collins disc sander, okay? This table moves up and down, okay? I got more sanding space now, okay? All right, we'll leave it up there, lock that, and the table tilts, okay? And we need that because we need draft when we make patterns, okay? So we can tilt it on any different angle. I think this goes up 30 degrees and it tilts down 45, okay? So a few of the safety rules on this thing, okay, I always put 36 grit sandpaper on these things. So like I always say, watch these things, because you touch that thing, this thing's going 1200 RPM, that sands those things off, they're not coming back, okay? Apprentice time, I don't know if you can see them, but I got a couple, okay? So always keep your mind on what you're doing. One of the biggest things my dad always told me growing up working on things, he started introducing me to the table saw. I was like 7 or 8, and I was a little bit afraid of it. And he told me this, he goes, don't fear it, but respect it, okay? So respect this machine, table saw, bandsaw, okay? This thing can hurt you, all right? Keep your mind on what you're doing, watch these things, okay? So with this sander, not all sanders do this, okay? This is another thing when you go out and find a sander. If you can find a sander, this disc goes this way, okay? And it also, there's a lever over here, it's a brake, and there's a electrical box over here. It can go in reverse, so the disc can go this way also, okay? So the important part with that, most people are right-handed, so I got this so we're right-handed over here, okay? But a lot of times, if you're doing a 90-degree angle, sometimes you have to get over and do this, okay? Another important thing, if you guys can come on over here, I'll show you this, okay? The gap in between here, okay, on this sander, it's not that big, okay? On my old Enco sander, I was telling you, it was about a 1/4 inch out here, okay? So this sander's going down. If you stick your finger in here, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna pull your finger down in there, and it's not going to let it go, okay? So it's important when you have a sander, you don't have much of a gap in here, okay? That's really important. All right, so another couple features on this. This isn't the best light here, okay? These are guards to catch your the sawdust, okay? You know, they made them movable, so if I have a big piece of wood I want to surface, I can drop this down. I could do like a 23.5-inch piece of wood and just surface, okay? And that's one of the nice features, you know, if you can find a sander that, you know, moves up and down, that's great. You know, this is just kind of, this is where the Cadillac comes in, okay? All right, so the other thing about this machine also, you got your square in here like the table saw, okay? I was pretty much keep it on 90. All right, most of these, an easy way to get them on 90, you just flip it upside down, undo the handle, plop it in there, tighten, you're at 90 degrees, okay? So, it. You can use your square, like I said, it tilts up and down in that too, okay? One of the biggest things, okay, I don't want to turn this on so you can't hear me in that. When I'm sanding, you'll watch me sand a lot of times. when you're sanding, like I said, it's gonna take you a long time to be able to gauge how much pressure you're putting on the board. Okay, one of the things we haven't gotten into woodworking. I said we got to learn woodworking. Okay, so the grain of this wood is going this way. So when I sand with the grain like this, it's not going to take as much pressure as if all the grain's coming up here. Okay, this is much more difficult to sand this way. Okay, so I'm going to have to put more pressure on there. Okay, when you do it that way, you'll learn. I'll show you. Like I said, we're just an overview again here. Okay, another thing you saw me doing Sunday was a lot of times I'll have a line on my board, and instead of, you want to keep the board moving. Okay, the reason why you want to keep the board moving is it'll burn. Okay, especially that right now this is a little dull. Okay, so you can burn. You're probably not going to burn your where you're going with the grain, but when you're going against a grain, the end grain right here is what it's called. If I sand that right now, this is probably going to burn a little bit. Okay, so like I said, this is a little dull right now. It'll do that, but what happens? What I was doing was I was sanding backwards. Okay, right when I was doing the grain. The reason I was sanding backwards, I had my line on here, and I was sanding backwards is right here. You got the steel, and you got the steel disc right here, okay? And then here's my pad right here. So this sander pad's called a sander pad, okay? I get what's called pressure sensitive adhesive disc, okay? So what that means is that on the sander pad, okay, this is a cloth one also. You can get paper, they're less expensive. I always get the paper bag. Pressure sensitive adhesive discs, okay? So these are basically pre-glued, okay? I don't have to put glue on them. They have a film on them. You peel the film off and you stick it on. We'll do it, okay, one of these days. I'll show you how to change the disc on here. But the reason I go backwards a lot of times, if I'm going this way, okay, so I start sanding here, all right? So right here, what happens is that part where I haven't sanded yet, sometimes it can get underneath that disc and it'll peel the disc away from the pad. Okay, so you definitely don't want that to happen, because you're going to be ruining your sanding disc. And these, I think I paid 18 bucks for them. I found a place, Pennsylvania. 18 bucks is not too bad. Well, yeah, every time you sand, you peel one off, you're going to be going through some money there. So you don't want to peel them off. Plus, the other thing is, these things are spinning, and then they start chewing into your table, and eventually your table's, turns to crap. So, that's why sometimes you'll see me going backwards, okay? And then, traditionally you want to work in, okay, towards the center. I'll start doing that when I just have a little bit where I don't think I'm going to get underneath the sander pad. Okay. Another important thing is the direction you're going. Okay, like I said, you get your finger stuck in there. Same thing when you're sanding. Okay, you gotta sand on this side. Okay, if I come over here, this disc is going this way. I go to sand here. Boom, right in the face, okay, and it happens, okay? You gotta be real careful when you're doing, if you got a long piece, okay? So you gotta put more pressure here, and then as it's coming over to this side, you gotta kind of not put as much pressure over here, all right? Because that's another thing that happens. I remember I was an apprentice again, I had a real thin board, came over here, and all of a sudden, bam, and it just busted my board in half, and so we'll do more as we go along. Like I said, I just wanted to do an overview on that, but there's some simple sander stuff. We get a little safety, just watch your fingers on them, okay? And as we go along, do some more pieces. We'll show you some more, okay? Have a good one out there, guys.